All right, so I'm gonna try to get these fenders off. These fenders are a pain in my butt. We had a couple of bolts. One bolt broke on this side, mounting to the grill, and two on this side. And then there's one bolt I can't get out on the brackets that are inside. The brackets are pretty rusty, so I'm not too worried about it destroying them, because you can see the screws are just done for. So it might help if I could get this plate off and get in there. But yeah, what happened is the bolts are good, but the what do they call it, a U-nut that they screw onto has broken. So, and when that happens, all it does is just spin on the back. So I'm gonna continue to fight to get these things off without trying to save the bolts. If I end up having to cut it off, I guess it's okay. I mean, we can find more. But so I ended up cutting that bolt off. I don't know if you can see. Let me move this light. Yeah, so I ended up cutting this bolt off right here. In fact, it completely fell away. But this is that U-nut I was talking about right here. This one's intact, and they just clip on the edge of this. And but we'll have to find another one. Now we see how rusty this thing is. Yeah, it's pretty rusty in here. I don't know if we'll be able to find anything like that. We'll have to look. We got it off, which is totally awesome. So when the engine tilted, it's pinching the fuel line right here. So that's not good. Obviously I bent this. I'm trying to keep this as good as possible, although these are riveted in. Like getting them out, you got to pretty much drill them out to get it out. But at least the trim is still good, just in case we need to use it. And I had to grind off the bolts down here. They're spinning, so nothing to grab onto on the backs. So we got one side done, and now let's struggle to get the passenger side done. Although and I got the same issue on this side, just closer into the back right here. I guess I didn't break one off on this side. I thought I did, but we'll clean this up and get it minimal rust. And put this back on. You got to remove this little light to be able to fit it through the hole. So just in case you guys are wondering. But we'll put it back on the harness so that way we know, don't lose it. And then let's see. Yep, this all goes with the grill up here. Alright, so I've gotten everything disconnected. These came out pretty good, didn't bend. Risk is bending the tube when you loosen it up, because they kind of seize. But this looks new, so somebody probably had replaced it once already. Got the steering wheel disconnected. I still got to disconnect the wiring harness to this side of the engine. That'll be my next step. I'm gonna get something to eat. I've got on this side everything disconnected from the alternator. I've labeled the alternator because once that's labeled, it's easier to lay out. Once you lay it out, everything should line up to its connections. So I'm going to call this a distributor. It's probably not called a distributor. It's the replacement for the distributor. I'm drawing a blank what it's called, but the coil pack system. Got that disconnected, got the grounding disconnected, and I still got to disconnect the starter, and we're pretty much done here. And I got the AC disconnected, and I'm actually happy. It came out pretty easily compared to past issues, like the Cherokee just wouldn't come out. Yeah, so I'm happy for that. Like a lot of times the springs rust in it, and it doesn't work properly. But that's almost everything on the engine. So when I come back from lunch, I'm gonna undo the starter. I'm gonna undo the wiring coming to this side of the engine, like your sensors. It's the AC sensor right here, and going. That's probably an O2 sensor. I'm not sure what sensor that is, but these other ones going to throttle position sensor and the map and all that stuff. So we'll get those disconnected, and we should be good to go up here after that. So I appreciate it. Probably going to end this portion of the video with this and label it just, you know, removing the stuff from the front ends.